I read that over 40% of the United States was facing drought conditions this year. And I don't doubt it. I have seen low water levels everywhere. And even the fall foliage, which right now we're into second or third week of October, would normally be very vibrant and the colors are very subdued. But just to get an idea here, let me walk to the edge. Take a look at this shoreline. That would normally be covered by water. All the way down through, all you can see is nothing but shore because the water levels have dropped. Is that crazy or what? Still a beautiful area though. Well, look at it over on this side. Can you imagine having your dock that far out of the water? Crazy stuff this year. Well, this morning it was 31 degrees out. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but I guess winter is fast approaching and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just really strange not seeing the fall colors that we're accustomed to. A lot of the trees still have leaves. Some have shed all their leaves. Really, really strange this year. But it's a great area up here, for sure. Not getting any solar parked in here, but that's okay. I haven't got too much that I'm running off it right now anyway. Now there is a ton of turkeys. I had to slam on my brakes because they were out here on the road taking their time. Originally I bought a total of 4 of these LED strip lights. I put 2 in my Jeep and I thought, well, I'll take the other 2 and install them in the garage area of my van, help light it up underneath here. I installed 1 here on the passenger side, 1 over here on the driver's side. Now, a couple of problems that I have with these switches right here are very difficult to find. If I'm standing outside and trying to slide my hand underneath, I can't find that switch to hit it and turn them on. The other issue is that these light up independently, so I can't just hit a switch and turn them both on. And the third issue that I have is that when I've got the garage area all loaded up with stuff, my plastic bins that I've talked about before, and everything is stacked up in here, this does not illuminate the entire garage area because the bins and other camping items are blocking the light. When I first bought my Jeep, one of the things that I did was to install rock lights up in the top of the fender well area. And the purpose of those is to illuminate the ground underneath the vehicle when you're going off-roading or four-wheeling. And that illuminates, like it shows here in the picture, the underside of the vehicle so that you know what rocks to avoid or where to drive so that you're not going to injure the bottom of the vehicle. But now I think people primarily buy these because they come in different colors. And the electronics have changed over the years to where you can change the patterns, you can sync the color to the beat of the music in the vehicle, all sorts of features. They're really cool. But with this set, this is a set of 4 pods that are pure white. And I figured I would mount 2 on each side of the back, you know, underneath here, and then mount 1 over by my batteries, and then 1 over on the other side up in here, and they turn on with 1 push button switch. So if I mounted that, let's say back here on the frame of the bed or off here to the side of the van, I could just flip it on and it would light all 4 up. And it doesn't matter if I have this area filled up with my bins and other camping items and the generator. You know, when I flip that switch on, it'll light everything up. I've seen rock light kits come in 6 pods, 8 pods, a dozen pods, all the way up to 16 pods. But this is only a 4 pod set, and you can see them right here. They're made up of a number of LED chips, and these are the bright white, so that's all they're going to do. They're not going to change colors or anything like that. The wiring harnesses are very simple as far as plugging them in and then screwing them together with the threaded cap here. And then they even give you these little, kind of like a rubber offset, and they have the slots so that you can run the wire down through without bending them. Wiring is super simple, like all 12-volt items. You have your black ground and your red positive hookup. And what I like about this, it's going to have a single push button switch which will turn all 4 lights on, so that I can conveniently place this where I need it to go, flip it on, and then that will turn all 4 lights on, regardless of what I have here in the back of the garage area. I've already unfastened and removed the LED strip lights that was along this back edge of the bed, and I've already started installing the LED rock lights. And these, like I said before, are individual LED chips, and these are the pure white version. You can get them in red, green, blue configurations. These came with a self-adhesive foam pad with a slot so that you can run the wire out through, and that's what I've done. And that is the first one right over here by my solar equipment. The wires to each of these rock lights, they come right out of the center of the back of the light. So what they provide you with is this foam rubber pad, and it has a release paper on both sides. Peel it off, stick it on the back of the light, and believe it or not, I was surprised when I peeled off the other side and I stuck it up on the framing under the bed, and you can't move that thing. I'm surprised. I was going to use screws because they give you screws too to, you know, to fasten these things in through here, and it doesn't look like I'm going to need to do those. The lighting connections themselves, super easy to hook up. You can see you've got a 2-wire connection, and one end has a threaded cap on it, and all you have to do is make sure that they're lined up. And let me see, you can see there's an arrow right there, and there'll be a corresponding arrow on this part, and all you do is line them up, put them together, and then go ahead and thread this on, and you have a watertight connection. Well, as you can see, I've got my LED pods put in, and I just have to neaten up the wiring because you get an awful lot of extra wiring and a couple extra lengths, because normally these would go between you know, your driver and passenger wheel wells, so you have to have the length to reach those. But at least it spreads the light out a little bit more. You know, right over here by my solar equipment, a couple right here toward the middle, and then one over here for any of my plastic bins, or, you know, things that I need to see over there at night. We'll check it out when it gets dark, see how well it lights it up. It'll either work or I'll regret making the change. Who knows? So much more convenient having the light switch right here, because I don't have to fumble underneath like I was doing before. And even then, it only turned on one light at a time, and then I had to go fumble for the other one. With this one, I can just go ahead and push the button right here, and as you can see, it turns the lights on, and it's just so much more convenient. Well, as you can see, it is dark out, and I want to try the lights out. Wow, those lighted up really nice in here. So I guess it was a successful install. I like those a lot better. It disperses the light on left and right side as well as the middle. Awesomeness. And the switch itself, you know, is very easy to get a hold of, and I like it. It was 29 degrees this morning, so I just want to check to see how well those little adhesive pads worked holding up those LED pods. Yep, gravity. So it looks like I'm going to have to use the screws that came with them after all. But, you know, hold them up in place until I get the screws in anyway. That'll hold them up in there. Kind of weird. It was only these back two lights. The side ones stayed in place, but I'm going to end up putting screws in those as well. Look at that Volkswagen Bug. Is that cool?